Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got an article here regarding a video published by The Telegraph where Vladimir Putin made some comments. I heard these comments before made by the Russian officials, but none of them were this clear. And this is, as I said, coming from The Telegraph, and this is what is important about this statement. Putin said, and I'm quoting, "I will mirror NATO if troops are deployed to Finland and Sweden." Now, they said something close to this before, but never this clear. I read another article where it says that the Russians are moving military installation and troops away from the border of Finland. I don't know what that is all about. We'll find out probably in a few days from now. But do you think that is Putin able to do this, or Russia? I would say it clearly is able, and it has some countries who would volunteer to do the same thing. So if the NATO would put armies or rocket systems, missile systems, whatever they want to put, defensive, you know what I mean, like they are in Romania and Poland, in Finland, he will definitely have at least three volunteers. I would start with the first one, which is Nicaragua. Nicaragua already signed an agreement with Russia about having military installation and personnel on its territory, about 260 some. Not a lot, but 260 could, um, how do you call that? Could could work on some missile systems pretty well. And if you put some nuclear warheads over there, then I don't think you need more than 50 or so. But nevertheless, so Nicaragua is one of them who's already, they are there. The second one would be Cuba or Cuba, which I think that's a possibility. The third one would be clearly Venezuela. And if you go by that, even Obrador of Mexico could jump on it and say, hey, you know what, we could just do this, just to get back at United States. Now, what do you think the United States' reaction would be if the Russians said, okay, we're going to start this process? Do you think they would say, oh, well, yeah, reciprocity, right, I understand it, the Christian way to do. I mean, if you don't like something done to you, don't do it to someone else. Or if you do something to someone, expect that person to do it to you as well. Don't profess that you can't, but I can. That's hypocrisy, right? I mean, I say it's that, I do it the opposite. No, no, nobody should have weapons, but unless you think you're superior or special, then you say, you know what, I can, but you can't because I'm good and you're bad. I determine that, or your actions. That I can't say their actions because if you go to the actions and you look a few years back, I don't know if the record shows that the United States really, 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 really is, has a perfect score in the how do you call that? And quality and virtue. So nevertheless, I think that the United States will be, like having a heart attack or a stroke if the Russians are doing this or starting to do it. They will threaten with World War V and whatever. They will do that. They will throw a fit, they will tantrum and so on. But if Russia does that, they're immature. They're like that. You see. And the problem is, I foresee that I predict, maybe that's better, I predict that NATO will do that. NATO will first will mask it under, oh, we're going to provide some weapons to poor Finland, and then they're going to have advisors and little by little, and the Russians will not fall for that, I guarantee you that. So they will call them out, and then it's going to be again a fight between propaganda. No, we didn't do anything, we're just a defensive operation, like Lavrov said, I mean, after the Soviet Union disintegrated, the Warsaw Pact disintegrated, why was the defensive pact of NATO still on? To defend against whom? It was created as a counterpart of Warsaw Pact. Now that was gone. Why did it was still there? Defending against whom? So they picked another enemy. Who was the enemy? And if it was not Russia, who was it? Was it a terrorism? You needed NATO for terrorism? What do you need it for? And then there was 1991, 1993. It was not 2001, September 11, and NATO was still there. So you see, and then again, NATO. NATO is now building on in Far East. What's that for? Why did NATO intervene in Libya? Why? Is that the enemy? So it turned to what actually said we're going to switch it to the police of this Earth, this planet. And some people obviously did not like it. So nevertheless, let's say what the Brits are saying. And I'm going to quote one of my favorite officials from Great Britain that I would hope she would be on the other side, not in my team. And unfortunately, she's kind of on my team, and I don't know how to get rid of her, fire her because she's not going to resign. And that is Foreign Secretary Liz Truss. I'm sorry, I watched her, I listened to her. She's not the brightest, how to call it, the sharpest tool in the toolbox. So, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has said Vladimir Putin's rhetoric should be ignored after the Russian president issued a fresh threat to NATO. Mr. Putin said Moscow would respond in kind if NATO deployed military infrastructure in Finland and Sweden after they joined the alliance. Speaking from the NATO summit in Madrid, Ms. Truss told Sky News, and I'm quoting, "We've heard this rhetoric from Putin about all kinds of plans in the past. Now what do you think? What do you think?" This is what the foreign minister of Great Britain says. That means nothing to see here. No, it's nothing. You just ignore. He's just a kid over there with his little tractor dragging it through the sand or something. That's, I think, if I would be how should I say it? If I would be a British subject, I would call this criminal. This is failing to respond to a direct, how did I put it, threat? Oh, it's okay, no. You know what are you gonna do about it? Oh, it's all right. And when happens, what happens to Truss? Well, she's gonna get fired. She's gonna be trashed around. She's gonna be what? Nothing. She's gonna be promoted somewhere else. She's just she's not good. I mean, I'm nice when I said she's not good. She's not good. She's not doing a good job. But maybe she is doing a good job, as George W. Bush did. And I spoke with a friend of mine when it was the Iraq war, and they were talking about invading and so on. I said, man, this is, he's not a high IQ guy and so on. How in the hell he's, missing everything? He said, no, I don't think he's missing anything. He said, I think he's just following the script one by one. He's just a good follower. He's doing what he's supposed to do for his guys, not for us. From our perspective, it's a mistake going in Iraq, but for his guys, that's exactly what they want. He's doing a job, excellent. I said, oh yeah, okay, that's a different perspective. I can see that. And look at you don't have. I don't want to go to the IQ of the presidents now. No, look at the president we had. I don't know how far you want to go, and see. And anyway, let's go back to this Liz Truss. She's doing a probably good job ignoring this, making us, oh, take it easy. And when it happens, then what? Oh, no, nobody thought about it. But we're going to remember this one, and we're going to say, and they're going to say what? You're a hater. Or whatever, just shut up. Something like that. I want to call us names. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.